What's the deal? We are back. Who the fuck is vacuuming? I'm always switching it up. Oh man, let's get this up. Oh, we're gonna have the same drawings here in a minute. Word. Who is vacuuming? If you are vacuuming right now, you gotta cut it out. Cut that shit out right now. We live. Fucking vacuuming. Better find a new hobby. Alright, let the Zoom gang join. Alright, so here's the deal. We got about 7 minutes till my theme song comes on. You think we can get a breakdown within the next 7 minutes? I think so. Or by God, I'm not Wix 9. So let's get into a breakdown here. And let me turn down this music. Turn down for what? For the fucking breakdown. Hold on, let me turn this music down. There we go. Alright. Chat. We are bullish on the daily. Ooh, the daily made a bottom wick for the previous day and now riding up, grabbing liquidity here. But you have to understand where we are in the higher time frames and look at the weekly. Weekly closed below this area right? Respecting it, we might flip, and the weekly wick fill here is 1910 area. That's like 120. That's 120 pips right now. I'm sorry, no, it's 110 pips. So once we flip it, we already flipped, I think, in the last hour, but it came right back up, right? So the daily is flipping. It might fill the wick up here before coming back down. We have, you know, the week just started. Very interesting. I believe overall by Friday we should be hitting 1910, 1906 areas. That would be very, very interesting here. Now let's jump into the 1 hour, see what our levels are. Ooh, interesting. Interesting. It's our 5-minute. No, it's our weekly. Alright, I don't know how this made it here. Let's get out of here. Very, very interesting. I believe we can have some buys now that we've made this bottom wick and we've broken the previous daily low right here at this area. This was the previous daily low. Now that we have a bottom wick at that area, I think we should be able to come back up once we close above solid. Closure above there. Let's remove this area. So yeah, roughly .2 here. 1925.2. We'll have some highs above here. I think we can get some buys above this area. Cleaner. We can have more buys above this area. And we already had a range 2 breakout here since we had. This is interesting. Hold on 1 second, chat. Right, we already had our range 2 breakout here, right? We had range 1, range 2, based on price action, and now we also had range 2 onion here, right? We broke below here, filled this range down, respected again, came down. So for us to come back above here, we would need, if we do end up coming back bullish above here, I would need candle closing above here. Oh, oops, wrong color. I need a candle closing above here and some kind of support on top of that being created, which means we would have to find a resistance, right? And once we find this resistance, we want to drive off a support here to come back up and break that resistance. This way we can confirm that we are breaking up here. right? And we could either take entries on the break here or once we close right here. But the idea will be the same, to fill this range up at that point. Okay. And for a bearish move, we might look I think we can have some sells below over here, with the idea being once we close below here, the weekly will be flipped and bearish, and every time we close below this area, as you guys can see while looking left, right here, we close below, we drove down, respected, drove down, we keep respecting and driving down. This is our advantage point below here, which would be roughly 14 pips, so we can try to take advantage of that. All right, that's our analysis, and now get on the dance floor. It's that time again. Told you, if we don't get it done, I am not Wix motherfucking 9, but I am that guy. I'm a vibe, baby. Wild. That was good. That was good. Grab yo shit and sit the fuck down. Pull up a chair. Grab a J. Shouldn't be this hype to an instrumental, but F it, whatever. Yeah, we lit. I breakdanced and my neighbors are awake. Word. The sex was so good, the neighbors had a cigarette. The song hits a little different when you took a W in New York. Yeah. New York State winning. So chat, look at this here. What we want to see here as we come down here, right? Same thing as we just drew up while coming up. When we come down here, because we want to be sure that this wasn't the bottom wick for the daily to now flip and drive up. We want to establish a support once we come down, which could mean that that's a support to continue driving up, or as we come down here, it could mean it's a support that needs to be broken. If it never breaks, right? If we form a support here, and now the low of the support doesn't break over here, then we found a support and it's going to continue driving up, right? But ideally, well, technically, once that prints, this is going to be key, whether we close here, right, or we close here. Big difference. So if we end up closing, respecting this area, we will expect the next candle to make a top wick, find a resistance, drive off of a resistance, and break the support. And once we start breaking this support, we will look for entries either at the closure of this candle or at the break of this area with a sell stop, depending how we're coming down. And the idea will be to fill this range down. Okay, very similar, and we can also see this happen prior, right here. You see that? So this is what we want to see, right here. Something along the lines of that. Something like this. We get something like that. This is what it is here, and we'll look for that as we're coming down from this area, which is what we are doing right now over here. All right. The idea is to just repeat what happened in the past, but if we don't come down there, no harm, no foul, and we'll look for buys, and we might even be off the rib depending on how we come up here to 1925, because after breaking the daily low and now flipping, right, all we need to do is re-break the current high that we made today, which is right here at 1924.7, roughly about 5 pips away from where we need an entry. So once we get up there, we'll drop down to the smaller time frame. We'll see that the 5 has a resistance here. Once we break above that resistance, we're good to drive up, because every time we close above that resistance, we drive up. Very simple today. Well, a few nuances, but not too difficult, and the market has been moving. All right, let me get back to my J here. By the way, chat, if you enjoy that breakdown, drop a like, sub to the channel, turn on your notifications. This way you know when we're on. Oh, let me get my last session stats out of there. It wasn't a bad session. I had the position actually worked out, but later. That like button. Don't be that guy. Nah, chat's pretty stoked today. Look, everyone's on point. Everyone's keeping their cool. I mean, we don't have 100 likes yet, but we'll get there. I see the collective heartbeat of this chat is chat's cool today. We vibing. Can you check GJ? Oh, you had to go and fuck it up for chat, didn't you, huh? Everything was fine, and out of nowhere somebody asked for GJ. short profit target plus stop loss and profit is 1919. I love people that say, oh, I said hee hee, it's here. 19, that said hee hee. Sorry, it's just funny to me when guys say hee hee. I always picture them lifting a leg up and putting their shoulder to the side, their head to the side. Under no circumstances should a male ever say hee hee. Okay? It should never happen. Just like a man should never eat a banana in public or in front of his friends if he wants to maintain any level of respect. A man should never say hee hee. Here come the hee-hees. What about a hot dog? Here's the thing. You should never eat a hot dog anyway. No glizzies, ever. Period. It shouldn't even be a thing. Like, that's why you're here. To work your way out of poverty so you never have to have a fucking glizzy. Oh, it's a glizzy. Some people don't even have hot dogs, yo. They just have fucking glizzy water. That's all they have. Can I have a hot dog? Nah, you can't afford, but you can have the water though. I woke up early to check if you see if you're still smoking. Check if you're still smoking. Yep, still smoking. Still handing in. It would probably be a good idea if I opened up something in here, because my fire alarm about to go off. Imagine it just starts raining on me right now from inside the house. Wix, why are you sitting at the computer with an umbrella? Sprinklers. Fuck. Blow some O's. Here's another thing guys should never do, is blow some O's. Like, as long as we're on the list of coming up with shit that men should never do, men should never blow some O's. Right? We have 3 things now on the list. Feel free to add to the list, fellas. Number 4, buying kids cereal. Are you buying your kids cereal, or are you buying kids cereal for you? Sells on the break at a low of the current 1 hour candle. How does that look? Previous one. I saw that. I saw the 1 hour close, but I also feel like we can reject here after making the daily bottom wick right at this area, so I'd rather see a closure. And I think this level is a bit lower. This level should probably be right here. Yeah, it would make more sense. I think right here. It would also go to the 1 hour. Yep. And it's also the daily, I think, here. Yep, that's the daily low. So yeah, we want that. We want the closure. We want the 1 hour to come back down, fill the wick, break that low. And at that point, you'll have the confluence of the daily breaking the previous daily low and being bearish, and the weekly at that point will actually look like this. It'll flip and we'll be coming down, right? The weekly at that point will be like this. So it'll be looking pretty for us to continue. So that's why I'm not just the hourly is important for me here, but it's the weekly, daily, 4 and the 1 hour with the 5, and so it's all of it coming together for me here. Hoes with my Forex money. Damn, dog. That's some shit you doing. Don't tell nobody. Oh, man. You know, the Crocs rule used to be one of those rules, but I think the Crocs have become like part of modern culture. Like they've become so bad that they've kind of become good, right? Something was so terrible that it kind of wears on you and it becomes just accepted for being so terrible that people just wear it. Wix, I am your viewer from, okay, Iraqi Kurdistan. You hear about my place before? Yeah, well, on the news. It's typically like CNN and some shit happened. Hey, that's the only time. I don't got no family there. What you want me to tell you? But I heard about your shit, yeah. What about it? Where Crocs are comfy. And that's why I'm saying they were so bad until like I was just going in on someone like just wearing Crocs camo and then I put them on and I was like, you know, I could really go to war with these motherfuckers. Them shits with camo, and I got hyped. I was like, damn, Predator ain't catching me in these. What? I go fight the Predator in the jungle in these. I was hyped. Imagine if Arnold wore camo Crocs in the first Predator. He wouldn't even need to cover himself in mud. He would have been too fast for that dude. Instead, he had to fucking cover himself completely in mud just to not be fucking seen. Check GJ. Glad we had that conversation. You just need the Crocs that fit your personality? Yeah, and your foot, preferably. I mean, I get some shit that fits me. I'm out. We out. Yo, I seen the little bumpers for the Beetle that make it look like a Croc. I gotta stop playing. Like them old chocolates. You aren't helping the Croc movement, Wix? Huh? Maybe the Croc movement is a crock. It's a crock. See, in Florida, the Croc movement is like just having a few alligators in your back pond. Like, is that shit moving? That's the extent of our Croc movement. And maybe 6ix9ine wearing Crocs when he got jumped in at La Fitness. Like that's not a pair of shoes you want to get jumped in, right? You don't want to get jumped in a pair of Crocs. Like that would be tough. Tough to defend. I'd be like, I'll whoop your ass if I could get my fucking balance. Just sliding all over the place. I wish these shits came with a strap. You crazy? If they had that back piece, what? I fucking roundhouse kick you right now, but they don't. Sport mode? Word. Put that NOS on him. It's funny. Sorry, chat. I gotta step out, clear the air out in my penthouse office suite here. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm over here touching the grass with the fucking lizards. Movie's been mid lately? Fuck the movies. Work on yourself. Be the movie, right? Some people live like they're in a movie. You like Action Bronson? Yeah, I do. I really like him. I was just gonna talk about him yesterday. Who the fuck was I gonna talk to yesterday? I forgot. I don't remember. I got no friends. I was probably making it up. But I really like Action Bronson. Yo. I fuck with him. For sure. Big body Bugatti. Yeah, boy. I like the homie. Every show he had, I fucked with it. He's entertaining. I just like his attitude. Oh, you from New York? What's the deal? Hey, Eddie, thank you. Appreciate the 199. Eddie's starting off the petty donations. $1.99. Alright, the 4-hour flip ended up. Support, be support. See, chat, once we know. Not even gonna go in. Once we see that this candle had no bearish momentum and support is strong enough to hold the support, we know we're gonna push up. Cause support be supporting. You feel me? Half the people in here like, fuck is he talking about? Well, you guys gotta be in on it. Doesn't matter. It's alright. It's alright, guys. Not everybody's perfect. 1 hour had no top wick. Can we make a top wick here and come back down in the next 25 minutes, or will we stay above this area? So personally, I want a closure above this area, and then I want another rejection to drive up. John is welcome. Usually set your levels from the 4 hour. We do a top down analysis. So today we did the weekly with the weekly flip that we had, and then grab liquidity. The daily, grab the bottom wick for the previous day where it didn't have a bottom wick. Came back up, flip. So the 4 hour needs to break the previous 4 hour high here for us to see buys above the previous 4 hour high. It's also, well, it would be breaking the previous bearish 1 hour. It would close above it, and it would also close above all the 5-minute levels here. And every time the 5-minute closes above here, it tends to drive up to the top of the range, 28,568. Whew. You know what this party needs? Not strippers, chat. I know half of you's like, yeah, strippers. No. Get your mind right. No. It needs a candle. Stop yous before you start taking some wild ass guesses. It needs a candle. Got a candle right here, and I've been waiting to burn this bitch. How you doing? Miss you, dreaded. Been weeks since I'm gone. Now we back in. Hey, Adam Ahmad. W for the double A. Anyway, Candle, welcome to the show. Guide the way. You guys want to see my coaster? Because this whole setup is on top of a glass table. You guys won't believe this shit, but this is a glass table. All of this shit right here, everything, it's all on a glass table. So I gotta have coasters for everything. So this is my coaster for the candle. See this shit? Last night, I know my phone was hacked. If you saw that one day, no, my McFly is my favorite character on a movie character in Back to the Future. So if you ever seen that, yeah, my girl hacked my phone. I put that in there. Marty, yeah. Don hit me up too. He was like, McFly? I was like, hacked. Oh, it's not trading with your eyes closed? Want this 4 hour to close here. This is nice. Just very solid here. We just need to ideally close above the previous 4 hour, but it's holding the support. There's a 4 hour support that it held. We want a closure on the 4 hour though, above 1925.2. That's the 5 minute, that's the hourly, that's the 4 hour, that's a level on every time frame here. How do you identify a liquidity grab? Well, you have a range. You're coming down here, right? You see us coming down, and then you're coming up here. And then you have this candle, which at one point, right now you have a bearish bias when this candle starts printing. And as this candle is printing, it looks like this. Oh, whoops, sorry. Right? It looks like this. You understand that you have a bearish bias. So the probability of this candle driving up is much less than it rejecting here and coming back down on a bearish day with our bias. Unless you've already had a range 2 breakout, then you can go check this candle out and probably stays bullish. But you don't. So as it starts flipping here, you realize that it came up into this range here. Right? Wasn't able to close above it, grabbed all the liquidity in this range, and flipped and closed bearish back below this area. Once it flipped here, back below this area, you grab liquidity here, and you can tell that on the higher time frame it's a wick, but on the smaller time frame it's just a fake out. Right? On this candle here, on the smaller time frame, all it did was come up. Right? All it did was come up over here. Come back down. And instead of driving up, where people thought, oh, we're going to go for a drive up now, you just grab liquidity, faked out, closed back below range for you to come back down. Right? So this whole wick here, this entire wick was just a range on a smaller time frame that faked out. And that was your liquidity grab. How do you come up with the 5 minute time frame? Well, I'd love to sit here and be like, yeah, I'm the founder, the originator, it's my shit. No, just shit I've stole from other people. It's not stealing. I've learned, I've picked up on things from other people, specifically Uncle Ted and Don Vo. Specifically. Biggest influence, especially the 5 minute time frame, Uncle Ted, Don Vo. Now we're on the 4 here. Let's get back to real life. Try to get the fuck out of this range. Oh. Oh, go back. What are we doing? The 4-hour flip back bearish again. Look at this. If you were just calling tops and bottoms, I don't know. Just bouncing. Shorted 1924.67. What the bearish closure here? Get the fuck out of here. If it wasn't you, Bowser, because you probably ain't lying. But if it wasn't you, I'd be like, get the fuck out of here. Tell me you had a sell limit. All right, let's go to the 1 minute. Ah, I see what you did there. I see what you did there. You seen this double top here, and then you seen us reject, flip, close bearish. Yo, we can't hate, chat. How can we hate on this? He's up 18 pips right now. We talking shit, and he's up 18 pips. Word. Shout out to you, dog. Good shit. That means he's picked up on something. If he can repeat this day in and day out, that means he's picked up on a nuance that we haven't noticed, right? So, shit, like we always say, you can get better than us, surpass us, and like way outdo whatever we do here. It's on you. Let's take it to the next level. I already took the 1 hour flip. What do you mean? Oh, you sat here through this entire drawdown? Tough. Or you're taking it right now. Did your 1 hour already flip? Ours hasn't. What's flipping now? Yeah, the 1 hour could fill here. We have 12 minutes to the end of the 4-hour close. To the end of the 4-hour candle. Let's just see what happens. Now we kind of ranged. It came up, came down, came up, came down here. Candles are printing side by side, and even though the flip looks pretty here, we're still printing side by side here. There's no true direction yet, and if this closes bullish without driving, we're going to come back up here. If it closes bullish above 1922.84, right? So let's have a confirmation. Let's have it first drive, and then we'll get on it once we get a closure below. Yeah, and it could drive down here, but it could just as well reject and stay within this range. Nah, it's after the whole top wick. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's not crazy. I mean, it just sucks that it happened. It's Forex. I hope it drives though, right? Like, it would make sense. And then the weekly wick, I think, would get filled, and then we could take sells below the previous weekly low. Oh, what am I saying? Damn, that's 100 pips. No, we can start filling the weekly. We'll have the current weekly low broken at that point, so we'll flip here, right? If you win your trade, that means the weekly candle flips, and then we can have some entries on the smaller time frame here. And as you can see, when it comes into this area, through this area, just drop down, drop straight up. So that's what we want. Yeah, you might get a quick fill of the range here before the hourly runs out. So see. Let's see. Need to stretch that. Hey yo, hey Charlie, yo, hey yo. What up? Say 8 to 10 p.m. is the Asian volume. 8 to 10 Eastern. That's why we're streaming here. That's my availability time. Wix, I am also high and trading with you. See, Wix smoked, but Wix is not high. Wix is Wix. But thank you for trading with me. Appreciate you. Seems like turtle moving. All right, let's go to the 1 minute. Anytime now, 1 minute. Hey, yo, hey. Yeah, I mean, it's slower than New York, slower than London, obviously. Less volume, less volatility. It's a more stable session. It's a wind down session for the day. But we still get our positions, right? We get what we can in the year. And then we also trade New York. Oh, we on the 1 minute still. All right, chat. I think this is a good time for us to check the 23 minute. Broke the previous candle low. 23 just started. I drive down. Seems like a proper chilled stream. Thank you. Drop a like if you're new here. Sub to the channel. Turn on your notifications so you know when we're on. With the sound effects? They're on. Didn't you hear the sound effects? Minute 20-second candle. Exciting. No, we got the 23 for the goat. Come on down. What pair are you looking at? This is foreign. Top left, Dion. Top left. Oh, I did play it. You guys can't hear it. Why can't you hear it? Hold on. I gotta change something. Hold on. So, wait a minute. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's go back here. Hold on. Hold on. Chat. Are you trying to tell me you have not heard any of the sound effects played on this stream? You telling me I've been laughing to myself, by myself, for a good hour? No one's mentioned a word? Wait a minute. Yo. Look, hold on a second. Can you hear this? Stop playing it. They hear that on the Zoom. Right, Janez? You hear that. But you hear that on the Zoom. Ah, you're fucking with me. Hold on. You know, nah. We're going to change this up right now. I know what it is.
How about no?
Yo. I've been playing sound effects the entire fucking stream. This is bullshit. Chad, we need a redo. And this back. Wow. Tight. That's messed up. Wow. All right. It's all right. We can survive. We hear you in the Bahamas. Nice.
Wow! I feel good.
Oh, I feel so much better. All right. Let's go back to the 23 minute. Can we do the 23 minute? Let's do this. Oh, it's flipping. It's flipping 23. It's happening. Give me a D minor? Yeah. I give you a D major. The big D. The big discipline. That's what they call Donvo in Forex circles. The big D. Yeah, I heard the beep too, the sensor. I don't know how you got, oh, because the sensor, here's the thing, it's through a different, the sensor is through a different thing, but you might not hear it now because I had to switch the thing up. Hold on, let me see if that works. Did you guys hear that? You can't hear the sensor now, right? Negative. All right, so then here's the thing. I got it. I got you. I got you. Hold on. How about now? No? Wait, hold on. I got one more change I could put in here. How about now? Yo, what? Yo, if anybody needs an audio guy, let me know. Oh man. Hold on. Back to the chat. Back to the chart. Soundboard live as fuck for real. When you buy an M&M CD at Walmart in '98, how about this? There was no Walmart next to me, and I burned an M&M CD, and then I printed out the label for it and the shit on top of the CD, the whole, you know, the picture, M and all that shit, and I glued it on top of the CD, and I used to walk around like I had a real CD. Used to be like, yo, I just got the new M. Meanwhile, I just made the new M. Yo. Old school, yeah. No, that's not that old school. Old school was when I had to grab a pencil to rewind the tape. That was old school. Ryan Gosling? I don't know. I get everything. I get Riff Raff. I get Post Malone. Ryan Gosling at this moment. I had The Undertaker. Floppy disks, yeah. Told you. I already told you guys. Yeah, I was the champion in Oregon Trail, and I used to have that shit on a floppy disk. Oregon Trail goated for real. What up, the Cole family? How you doing? So look at that. We had the 4 hour, the hourly closed bullish, but closed bullish respecting this area, right? Oh, shitty drawing. Sorry. Closed bullish respecting this, right? So we can make a top wick here all the way up until this area and still flip. Closed bear. So unless we break the previous 4 hour high, which is also the previous hourly high, we should continue coming down here. Once we fill this range down, we'll look for a closure below 1921.258 and be in there like swimwear. Thank you, Damon. I think. Oregon Trail, that's like MetaTrader 1 days. Even pre-MetaTrader. PMT. These are fucking ratchet. All right. Just got off the phone with the LPs, and they said we should be rejecting right about this time. And starting to come back down and flip here on the 30. I have an iPhone, so no MT5. No, it's available now again. You can get it. I think it's back up. Yeah, it should be back in the App Store. It was not available for a little while, but now it's back. I hate it when it shows 13K subs. We discussed this at 10K. Because it looks fake, right? 13K flat. Who the fuck has 13,000 even? Like 13.1, 13.4, something like that. Right? I want to get off this 13 flat. Can something friggin' happen? The daily looking perfect, but this 4 hour. And the thing is, if that was the liquidity grab for the daily to start coming up here and not rejecting at this area, then why would the hourly respect resistance here when it closed? It could have closed higher, came up higher. And then if it respected resistance, why does the next candle have no bottom wick to break that resistance? Why is it going straight up? It didn't have a bottom wick to grab liquidity to break the resistance. So I figure it has to come back down and break it. And only then it can come back up. If it does, we'll take part in that. We'll partake in that movement. But if it doesn't, we'll look for sells below 21.258. I'd expect this to flip. Damon over here just trying to get the stream up. No, just concentrate on winning the trade, Damon. Let's just concentrate on winning the next trade. Right? Let's not go chasing butterflies. Let's build a garden, and the butterflies will come by themselves. All right? You guys are my butterflies. Here. Giving you the garden. Hey, bow. Thank you. Appreciate you. Mr. Ali. So I have a feeling Bowser is on the 1 minute here. Taking the break at a low at 1924.17. Am I correct? Is Bowser in there? I see. I see. You have a pineapple. Where was your second entry? Was I right? Was it right here on the break of the slow? 24.18. Oh. Makes sense. Oh yeah, it's like a very low risk, high reward because your risk is like only a few pips here to just come down to the end of the range. Because you're looking at like for it to reject the very peak, but your risk at like 2-3 pips maybe. 5 pips. Expecting the 10-20 pip drive down. You may be wrong, it's the market. Well, we'll see. Doesn't matter if you're right or wrong. What matters is how you manage your position. At this point, you have no risk on the table. So you can afford to be wrong here. How's it going, Jamal? Are you bullish or bearish on GJ? We are neither on GJ at the moment. We are stuck on gold. Looking for positions above 1925.20 here. About 7 more pips. Go, it's breaking up. You might be grabbing liquidity here to come back down. It's very, very likely here. So we're gonna need a clear closure closure above 25.20, and then we're gonna need to establish support above there and use that support to drive up. We can't just take positions off the rip there because the higher time frame can just flip at any given moment. It doesn't have a liquidity grab to drive off of. ATR.
It's definitely a no for me, dog.
Whipsaws is just, there's more catalysts for market movement in the New York session than there are in the Asian session. Right, the North American session overall has a lot more catalysts for volume. What do I mean by liquidity grab to drive off of? I mean that once we close above 1925.2 like we want over here, I want to drive off a support, right? Grab liquidity. And I want to make sure we respect that support and don't come back in range. That means I want to print a resistance above here, right? If we need a support, that means, come on, put it together. If so, facto. To get a support, you need a resistance above there. So I want us to break above. I want us to find a resistance. And then I want us to hold support, not break it back below range here, right? But hold support and then break that resistance while driving off the support. And this would give me a liquidity grab coming down and then a break of resistance coming up, right? This is what I want to see, and I want to take buys above there after it's formed. Until then, we can still come back down at any moment based on the higher time frame and flip bearish. Sandeep Khan. Good morning to you. Thank you for showing up. Definitely going to be a liquidity grab, then heading down. I've learned that it's not wise to make predictions like not to voice predictions like that. I've learned that it's not wise to just assume that in your own trading. I'm not saying you shouldn't call it out. I'm saying you shouldn't assume that in your own trading. You shouldn't just be like, oh, obviously it's a liquidity grab, and now you're sitting here married to the liquidity grab coming back down, instead of realizing that, you know, at any moment market can change. It's just, you have to look at the, you know, at the nuances within candle closures and within candles printing and levels being respected. Candle by candle. I don't care if you voice what you think's gonna happen, but like for your own personal trading, you know, when you're on your own with yourself and you need to trade, just start and make those assumptions can really hurt your trading. ugly on the 4. No way. But it did what it needed to do. Look on the daily. I was expecting this break of the lows to drive up. Very interesting. Will it stay up? Yo, why you guys beefing in the chat? Just don't beef. Don't have to be banned for no reason. What's the beat? I don't know. It's Hair Seller. I don't know the name. 30-minute close above, then creates a bottom wick for the 1 hour previous 30, and we drive up. Yep. Possibly, if it creates a bottom wick for the 1 hour, you're gonna see a steep pullback back to the bottom of the range. I don't know. I think at that point the 4 hour will flip and will take us down if that happens. Be bearish at that point. 15's got a bottom wick here. We have the 30 is about to close on this 5. Right, we want the next 30 to pull back, maybe a 5 bearish closure, a bottom wick, and then a drive up, and then the 30 will take us up with the 5, giving us that support to drive off from. Or 50 seconds for a 30-minute closure here. Really want a top wick here on the 30. So let's hope it drives up a little and pulls back. You have a bearish bias today? No, overall the daily is bullish. You just have to understand where you are in the small time frames, also where you are in the weekly based on the, you know, on the daily. Well, that was an ugly closure. 30 gave no top wick, which ruins the chances of this next 30 coming up. This this would be really interesting if this was the liquidity grab now to start coming back down, right? The hourly now has a top wick, no bottom wick. If we start flipping here, let's see. This is the 4-hour flip. Might end up filling the wick down. Be interesting. It's tough for me to take buys here with no top wick closure here on the. It's not a 5, it's a 30, right? It's the 15, the 30, everything closed here with no top wick. So the hourly's still open. So if the hourly drives up here and then creates a wick for us, we'll be in. No wick, no entry. Yeah, no entry here because it's. I don't know how high it comes up, but it's highly likely that it'll flip bearish. I'm not saying it can't drive out. I'm saying I can't enter it personally. Looks good, right? But at any moment, it could start flipping bearish here because of the previous 30. If it doesn't, great. All this just means we have to sit out. Now, if the 15 closes here with more of a doji candle, that means we'll have a top wick. Then the next 15 could probably come down further, and then to break this candle high, and then we might look for positions. But right now, we can't do anything. Wait, we must. Antonio. Now, if we do close bearish here on the 30, let's see the 15. What did the 5 do? 5 closed bull. This is going to clear out a range for us right now on the 5. And at some point, it's going to print a resistance. Maybe at this area. We don't know. Prints a resistance here. Obviously, we move our resistance to there. We're going to wait for bottom wick, closure above that resistance, and then. So we drew these scenarios up earlier, and now we just time for them to play out. We drew them up in the breakdown. We planned them out. Time for them to play out and give us an entry. Previous 30 has a top wick. We're in here, chat, but no top wick on the 30, indicating not much range to go up. Actually had no top wick and no bottom wick. But the thing is, it started with no bottom wick, right? As it drove up and no top wick, we're in the middle of the hourly. Maybe that's where the hourly starts flipping, coming back down, knowing that there's no more range here. And that there was no liquidity grab below. First time stream. Nope. Come on in. Get comfortable. Drop a like. Sub to the channel. Turn notifications. This way you know when we're live. And we are here every single weekday. Well, except Friday. Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern. You see it's clean range on the higher time frames. If the 5 can give us an entry with a pullback, we'll be in there. But the higher time frames are clean here, so it should fill the range. 5 minute of through it was perfect. Yeah, but the 5 minute close, no top wick. You got to understand the concept that we built our strategy upon. They don't just disappear because I felt like it. Just I have to keep doing the same thing over and over and over. And sometimes it means the market will drive and I won't be in there. That's cool. It'll also do that when I'm sleeping. The hourly with no bottom wick doesn't worry you. It's not that it worries me. It's just because it has no bottom wick, we need structure within this range. There's nothing to be worried about. There's no stress. We're not in a position here. There's a reason we're not in a position here. Hourly, no bottom wick, 30-minute, no top wick, right? Gave no entry. No, we're not in. Well, personally, I'm not in. I had no entry. Yeah, I mean, there's no rush. It's just we are gonna need. It's like the way they're printing. We're gonna need some structure printed here, right? And the structure just takes time. And I'd love to see it on stream, but we'll see what happens here. Maybe I'll stay a little bit longer. You guys kind of gone quiet since the first hour. I think it's because we started closing above, so everyone's kind of like got locked in. Over the last 30 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, 6, 5 minute count. 30 minutes. Good. You guys know when the time to lock it in is. If we get a nice top wick here and flip bullish, I might think of having a buy stop on the break at a high. We would need to break the previous 5 here. Interesting too, if the 30-minute closes above this area, that's a 30-minute level. Here. We'll continue heading up. Hourly level as well. They close above there. And the 5-minute closes above there. We might have positions. If it fills the range up, it fills the range up. I mean, it gave no structure here, Chad. There's nothing. There was no structure going. Just straight drive up. And when we take positions on a straight drive, we need it to have wicks, top wicks to fill. something here. It's good that it's driving. We have indications of volume. It needs closures. We need entries. Volume and direction. And ultimately entries. closure. Oh man, after up, there's 5 minutes for this hourly close. There's no we just drove straight up. Look at this hourly with no bottom wick. It's good that it's driving. This isn't the drive that I'm gonna catch. Needs a top wick. Next hourly needs a bottom wick. We go over this all the time and let it drives. Ideally, it should pull back for the hourly top wick and leave us some range to fill that wick. You know, I'll drop a donut. No, Eddie, you're the only true supporter of tonight's stream. Tonight's stream has been brought to you in part by Eddie H. Lifts. For all your petty donos, Eddie H. Lifts. Obscene profit timeout. You asking for donos? No. It's a game we play. Please don't donate, because otherwise, how the fuck you gonna fund your account that you are here to grow? These smaller candles, less volume. Close right here. The hourly. Nope. Just gonna fill the range up. I've been losing some minor pips because I chicken out and chart goes my way. Well, here's what you do. Jump to the higher time frame and wait for it to close against you. Instead of waiting, you know, watching the market move up and down against you, for you, against you, for you, just wait for it to close. Just give it that extra, you know, confidence boost. Wait for it to close against you. Good wick will be perfect. Yeah, but watch the rate this is going. We're gonna get an hourly closure with no top wick, and then I'm fucking flipping this glass table. Buys above, but no one buys. But buys above is not a signal to buy. Buys above is a more of a notification for you to start paying attention. Right? The way it's printed here, we can't really be in buys above. See, it closed above, and if you were in buys there, break of the high, you see about 10 flat, 10.6 with spread maybe 8, and comes back down. Now you're break even. I would have hit break even or seen some drawdown over here. We had no top wick. Typically when that happens, we come back down in range. Typically, not always. So we're just playing probabilities. Justinus and Jarwirawan. It's cool. One minute on the hourly. 30 closing above. So, if this 5 closes bearish here, if this 5 closes bearish here, so we'll wait. That'll establish that as a new resistance on the 5 here. Be our first bearish closure. We'll look for candles to come back down in range here towards 1927 areas. And then as we break the highs and close above, we can have positions on this hourly coming up. Two, one, okay, perfect. Hourly closed above, 5-minute close bearish. So here's what we do. We move our right, we move this up here. There. All right. This is what I'm going to look for. Closure above this area. And some position. We need to come down. We need to create a bottom wick for the hourly here. There's no bottom wick here yet for the hourly. What's our stops? It's not a bottom wick on the hourly. I'm just stretched the shit out of the chart, right? But like realistically, the 1 hour needs to give us some kind of decent wick here. We need some liquidity grabbed and a clear support established. and a clear resistance established. I look tired. Yeah. It can happen. Oh, John, that is out. I'll see you later, dog. Thank you for coming through. Chat not getting FOMO like they used to, yeah. This is good. Teach you not to FOMO. Teach you not to FOMO. Teach you not to FOMO. $45 pips, WCI. For no bottom wick, no issue. Not at this moment, no. Dollar come down to 102. Fiat, oh, flat. Gold is going on a bull run. That's in the macro, right? In the grand scheme of things, right? But not really. We don't know what it's going to do here on the micro level. All right, no bottom wick here on the 5. Can we start coming back up above? We get above 1929.886, I'll be off the rip. come down to the 27 areas. Either this is a liquidity grab on the higher time frame to come down, or the hourly will come back up, flip, close above here, and we'll drive up. What I'm looking for is a bullish closure on the small time here. Small time frame here above 1928.1. Give us an indication of a fake out. Let's see how we print. Alright, so the 15 closed here. Now, close with no bottom wick. Ideally, we can start coming back up, but if we don't If we close bullish but below 1928.1, I might look at having sell stops on the break of the candle there. Alright, so we closed bull here on the 5, respecting this area. Just want a top wick. We get a top wick here and start breaking the slow. I'll have a sell stop. I don't have a top wick here. I can't take a sell here. It could make a bottom wick come up. It didn't grab liquidity. We need a top wick. It needs to come up, re-break its high, and then we'll set a sell stop once it does that. If it continues down, then we just don't take it, and well, I just don't take it. You guys can do whatever you want. But breaking this low, it should continue down. There you go. It broke the low. Like I said, if it comes up and re-breaks its own high, I'll set a sell stop on the re-break of the low. That's the only way I'm getting in a position here at the moment. And it's possible, but is it likely now that we already broke the low? I don't know. Should just pop down, but I don't have the liquidity grabbed here. No, it's not about top wick. It's about the way they're printing here. We needed a steep top wick, come back into this range, and then re-break its own low to keep respecting 1928.05, and it's still doing that. It's still respecting this area. So in 30 seconds, I'd still need a top wick and then a re-break of the previous 5 low. Thank you for coming through on the Spark. Appreciate you. So we still respect it. Let's see what we can do here. Still respect the 1928.1 here, right? The 15-minute bullish close here, respecting 28.1 would also be good in 4 minutes if we can close like this. Nice, this isn't bad. I'm gonna wait for this 30 to close here. It's also a 15 closing bullish here in 2 minutes. Will it wait? It's closing like this. It'll give us that same play that we wanted on the 5, but it'll give it to us on the 15 here. We respect 28.1. Get a top wick on the next 15, which will also be the next 30. And this 30 will actually have a bottom wick for us, leaving range down. So everything will be in line at that point. Oh, it might come down here. This isn't bad. Chat, I'm gonna if it breaks these lows, I'm gonna have an entry. Cause I don't know if I'm gonna have time to have a sell stop here. No entry yet. On the break of the previous trading sell stop. Okay, I have a sell stop at 27.48. Didn't break it. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. I'll tell you when I'm activated. I know it broke on here, but mine's oh, there we go. I'm activated now. Alright, chat. Got in a sell here. On the break of this candle low here. 1927. God. Oh, I got slipped a bit. Stops. The break of this high. Around 30 pips. And I'm looking to come down to here. 58. Alright, and our advantage point, stop loss is around 1930.6. I'm looking for about 13 pips to go break even. That's our advantage point. So the 30 closed here. You might see a pullback. It's got a minimal top bottom wick, but we have a top wick. We're in the middle of an hourly candle. We have a top wick on every other time frame. It's a good opening, and if we start closing, well, we have a good stop. We have only a 29 pip stop, so it's not that bad. It's very small risk with a high degree of probability that we're going to fill the range back down now that we've closed back in range on every time frame. It's an annoying 30 with no bottom wick, but the way we just played on the 5 and closed on the 30 on the level that we closed below, very interesting. And then if this hourly starts flipping, obviously we're in the wrong direction, but we'll see. We'll see what happens here based on the 5 closures. Yeah, this is our position for the night, and how I look at it is this: we have a range here, right? And then once we form a support here, that's basically a range. Once we break that, that's our range 2 breakout. And this, if we do start breaking down and flipping on a 4-hour and a daily, then you can have massive runners, right? If we start coming down here and the 4-hour actually gets that bottom wick. There we go, the 5 flipped here. I was expecting a quick pop here because the candles to the left here are just clean candles every time frame. My BE point is this area right here, 1926.288. It's my advantage point. And if it starts closing here on the higher time frame, let's say the 30 or the 15 above 28.113, then you could start thinking about managing the risk, and maybe it'll fill the range up to retest the highs. But you must see the candles print and close first. It's having a hard time because the 30 gave it a no bottom wick. So your entry is 1927.54 on the broker. My entry is right there. It's indicated by this line right here. Open P and L. This is my entry. 1927.56. It was the break of that 5 low over here. Wherever it was on your broker, that's what my entry was. Wherever that break was on your broker. Worn out. I feel like I'm gonna pass out after this. It's been a long day. Went to the gym, then left the gym, then came back to the gym. Been on the charts, left the charts, came back to the charts. Been tiring. Can't do anything until you see closures coming up above 28.113. Once you start getting closures above there, then you can consider this a fake out and you're going to retest the highs. But will you re-break the highs? Are you in a trade, sir? Yes, sir. Want the hourly to close below 27.46. Till then. Anything can happen. Why not hit the buys above? Because we didn't have a top wick. We didn't have structure formed. Now coming down, we had structure. Right? Below here, we had structure. And we had our range. If it comes up and it closes above here, let's see what closes that. Is that the 15? That'll be the 15 closing above, right? So at that point, you could probably expect a fake out. See how this opens here. even here. What we don't want is the flip here, chat. I'm gonna close out right here. I'm gonna wait for a closure below this range. I'm gonna close out here. I'm lost minus 1.8 pips. I'm gonna wait for a closure below this area. Because if we're truly meant to drive down, we're gonna break support right now. So I closed out the trade. If now we can get a, because the way it opened for bottom wick first, if we had a top wick, I would expect to fill the low here. I'm gonna wait for a break of this support, because now we've established a clear support, and if we drive off a resistance to break it now, we have clean candle. Yeah, closed out BE too, but we'll be able to match this candle and this candle here. Because we have no bottom wick on the previous 5. We can come down here, grab liquidity for that bottom wick for the previous 5, and just flip up, right? But if we don't, and we come down here and we close below here, we can have an entry. Yo, there's a fire ant crawling next to me. Like a big ant, red, looking like an alien. Get the fuck away from me, dog. Look, so we broke the previous 5 low, and you saw what happened on the daily when that happened. Look, go to the daily. I mean, charts read the same. Look, very similar to what happened here on the daily, right? Look right there. You see, you had no bottom wick. It came down, grabbed that liquidity, and now it's filling that wick up here. So that's what I want to avoid. I don't want us to have this bullish candle, and look, that's what it's doing right now. It can grab this liquidity and now flip up, and this is exactly what we predicted. So if it does that, great, we've saved ourselves some pips. If it doesn't, it heads back down, then we'll have more confirmation that we should continue down. The trade is valid. No, it's valid up until we started respecting this support, and a few candles in a row couldn't break it. And then this candle opened up bearish immediately once the previous one had no bottom wick. So we said to ourselves, then that means we come down here and grab liquidity. Highly likely we flip up. How far up do we drive? We don't know, but highly likely we flip. So we save ourselves the drawdown and wait for an actual confirmation of a closure below 27.235. And I know these days are annoying, and I know people are like, oh, you wait for that, or you get out of the position. I know, but I manage it based on every single closure, right? Every single closure, 5 minute, 15 minute, 30, it gives information. It's data, full of data, and I use it to my advantage. See over here, we just saved ourselves some pips. If we were going to drive down, we should have drove down on these 3 candles that made grab liquidity. Drove down, no, farmed the support. Grab liquidity, drove down, nope, respected that same support. Grab liquidity, again, respected it. Right, so 3 candles in a row, and then next one prints bullish, no bottom wick. This is what happens. Not stressed about it. A lot of you, that's why a lot of you guys get stressed out, and that's why you're all like panicking, because like, oh, position finally, enter. Oh, now we got to close it right away, and it's like you waited 3 hours for a position, but it's all right. That's what trading is. You got to understand that it's okay. It's fine to do that. You got to be at peace with all of that, right? Fine, we're in a range now, right? We might range till fucking London, till New York, who knows? But I'm fine. I'm just taking positions based on the information and data available to me. And it's still, look, the 30's still holding here, so we might get the same similar type of entry, right? The 30's bullish. Well, it's not holding. It's actually holding support. I'm sorry. It's back in range. But if we were below this area and it was bullish, we'd look for more sells. But the way it's printing right now, even though the hourly's closing bearish, It's closed. Right now it's bearish above a support. So you might find a support here on a small time frame and continue up. I won't be able to buy a Lambo closing out at BE Wix. Yeah, but you also won't be in poverty closing out at BE. Unless you're already there. Then step it up. Then leave your positions open and let them rock. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I need more confirmations. Who's glad you closed out a break even? Wow, we ran this bitch till 11 tonight, huh? Broke the high, broke the low. I mean, we gave it a chance to run on that candle, right? We gave it a chance to run here. It didn't. Why are we going to be knuckleheads and stubborn and sit here and say, no, it must. It doesn't have to do shit. Oh. Just broke my Walmart mouse. Now I got to go to Walmart, distract the person at the register, and while they're not looking, just snatch their shit. Damn. Walmart gonna be tight. Oh, that's Walmart. It's the Walmart police looking for their mouse. You gonna trade? No, but there was a lesson on risk management. We got a BE, 13th BE of the year. Chat, drop a like, sub to the channel, turn notifications, you know when we're on. Let me fix this. I should have technically smoked at least like 3 Jamaican joints during the stream. Unfortunately, I did not, and such is life. You know what's dope though? The next song. That's what's dope. The next song is fucking dope. It's the hourly closing here, right? In 5 minutes, it's gonna close bearish. No flippity pippity. Had B today, it was great. Well, we had a W in New York, a few W's in New York, and we got a B here, all right? But I think we're gonna call it a session here. Hourly closing. Chat. Honestly, I appreciate and love every single one of you for coming through day in and day out and trying to learn and trying to get better and fighting poverty with one hand tied behind your back. Oh, no top wick here. All right. Yeah, mods, thank you so much for coming through. I appreciate all of you as always. Chat, love and wisdom to you all. I'll be here tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern as always, 6:30 a.m. Eastern on Donvo's stream for the New York session. But remember, 8 p.m. Eastern, We'll continue here tomorrow, so don't miss it. More knowledge, more fun, more jokes, more value on the way. All right? Love and wisdom to you all, gang. I already said that. Just like that. Another Asian session is in the books, gang. We are out.